Biafra, superstars, media.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Biafran golden child, the real Biafran golden child. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're hearing my voice from. This is the Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm really so happy to, interact with us today. Yes, I'll go straight to this audio. This audio was issued based on a message Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, our esteemed leader, maximum leader, issued a very flagrant, very precise, and a very solemn declaration. Yes, our maximum leader said, his release should not in any way be based on mercy or pardon, but in obedience to the rule of law. Yes, our maximum leader has come out to say, I don't want to be pitied. My release should not be based on mercy, should not be based on amnesty, should not be based on pity, should not be based on beggings. No, my mercy, my release should, be based strictly on obedience to the rule of law. Yes, this is going to form, the very essence of our audio this morning. Yes, you might have noticed that in recent times we are talking about activities surrounding, our eminent and maximum leader, Nnamdi Kanu. This is not just by coincidence. This is what has been decreed. This is what has been, vigorously, enunciated and commanded by our able Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa has told us to begin from now henceforth to talk about, activities surrounding our maximum leader, Nnamdi Kanu. Because of course he said, he doesn't want to seem like a lot of activities have been, directed towards him. Now that he's undergoing his interrogation in the hands of the Finnish authorities, now that there's a lot of, satellite upon his life and upon his activities as the Prime Minister of Biafra, yes, he knows that it's just a matter of time. Finnish authorities are not like the Nigerian zoo government, where an accused is deemed guilty even before his conviction. He said here in Finland, what is vigorously pursued is the rule of law, the maintenance of law and order, that anybody, no matter how highly accused, no matter how, the level of the accusations, this person, everybody is given his right of fair hearing. Everybody is given every opportunity to prove themselves, not guilty or otherwise. He said, we should not lament, we should not weep for him, we should be of good mind because he's in the right place. Yes, the discussions are ongoing and he's assuring every one of us, yes, his people, yes, his brothers, his fellow Biafrans, that soon and very soon we will see him come out from the gallows, see him come out from the detention of, the Finnish authorities. But instead, our able Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has encouraged us to put our searchlight, beam our searchlight on our maximum leader, Nnamdi Kanu, because he feels for him. He feels for him at the collars of the dungeon, at the dungeon of the DSS. He feels for him because back to back for the past four Christmas uh, period, 4 years now, he has been living in conditions below human, existence. So our able Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has told us to begin to beam the satellite now on our maximum leader, Nnamdi Kanu, so that the whole world can hear him, so that the whole world can feel him, so that the whole world can see that indeed his life is, undergoing torture. His life is undergoing the highest level of human degradation. And so the whole world would see that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not only put in conditions below human survival, but is equally threatened every day because of the state of incommunicado that he has been, forced to endure under the DSS, incarceration. I mean, this is a man who is accused of all manners of, you know, uh, misdoing. They have accused him of felony. They've accused him of, insurrection. They've accused him of making the Southeast ungovernable. And yet they refuse to take him to prison. They refuse to take him, to detention in normal, court processes. Instead, they have, surreptitiously, and wickedly, you know, dumped him in the DSS, dungeon, not fit for human existence and sustenance. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you begin to hear us back to back talking about activities around our maximum leader, yes, be rest assured it is done on purpose. We want to create the awareness. We want to make sure everybody is, abreast with what is happening with him, because sincerely, the man has suffered for no cause, for no just cause. He has suffered for what is not supposed to suffer for. He has suffered because he dared. He dared, to highlight the plight of the Biafra, the plight of the Southeastern, the plight of Ndibo, where the Ndibo has been subjected to all manners of, odium and opprobrium, all manners of wickedness, even almost to a period of extinction, almost to a period of extinction during, the Biafra Civil War, 1967, 68, 69, 70. Because, Master Simon, Master Nnamdi Kanu dared to tell the authorities the truth, to bring the whole truth, to the full glare of the world, telling them that these people, after the war, what was preached was no victor, no vanquished. After the war, they said the 3 R's. We're going to reconcile, complete reconciliation, complete rehabilitation. You know, that all this was going to take place. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? We are not seeing anything, like reconciliation. We're not seeing rehabilitation. We are not seeing any restitution of any type. Instead, what we see is a glaring, wicked, pathological hatred for the, Igbo people, for the Southeastern people. The same people you said you have forgiven. The same people you said we are going to rehabilitate, we are going to reconstruct, and we are going to, readmit you into our society. Full readmission. Instead, what you're doing is to treat them like second fiddles, treat them like social pariahs, beggars who are not wanted, as if there's a case system in Nigeria where the Southeasterners, the Biafrans, are not important. They can be taken as nobody. Yes, they can be seen but not heard. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came up and said, enough is enough. My people have suffered enough. If you don't want them, if you don't want them in this country called Nigeria, if you don't want them because they have played major roles in as nationalists, as equal partners in the emancipation of this country from colonial rule, they have played a maximum role in making sure Nigeria, has survived even at this since independence. Yet you are treating them like second fiddle. You are treating them like people who don't matter. You're making their business of mercantile, of shipping, of importing and shipping. You're making things extremely difficult for them. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, enough is enough. And because of this is, daring the authorities to tell them how it is. They made sure they went to Kanu. They renditioned him from Kenya, kidnapped him. Let's use the right word, and repatriated him down to Nigeria under very, very brutal circumstances during the government of PMB, President Muhammadu Buhari. And ever since then, they have tried to arrange him at one court or the other. In fact, at a point, the High Court set him free, saying, this man has done no harm. You can't keep him like this. How did you go to Kenya and bring him here? Whatever for? Is that how justice is done? Justice should be seen to be done, be seen, glaring to be done, you know. And they said, let him go. Even at that, the so-called government there, the PMB government, went to an appeal, kept him, and eventually, got him back, to be tried. And ever since then, he has been at the DSS dungeon. Every other time, they're taking him to one court or the other, under, one justice or the other, the chief judge or the other, claiming all manners of accusations, which they cannot, will never be able to, verify or nail on him. So, ladies and gentlemen, the man in question, our Muslim leader, has come out blatantly and openly to the whole world. I want to make it abundantly clear to everybody that I don't want my release to be as a result of begging. I don't want to be an act of mercy. I don't want it to be that anybody came and said, okay, let's let him go. I'm granting him amnesty. No, I want my release to be, uh, to be the final result of, obedience to the rule of law. Let them check me out. Let them confirm that I've not committed any felony, not been in any way of any danger to the Southeast or any other Nigerian. I've not in any way acted in a manner that would jeopardize the life of any persons. I have never killed and will never kill. I've never been a party to, destruction of lives and properties. I've never done so. I won't do so in this my age. I'm a lover of peace. I'm a crusader of peace. I'm a man who is fighting for social justice, a humanist and a human rights activist. I preach Biafra. I talk about Biafra. Nobody can stop me to talk about it. I'm bringing the world to know the plight of my people. So if they want to pardon me, if my case, my release should not be amnesty, it should not be pardon, it should not be based on a mercy. No, let the rule of law, guarantee my full, uh, release from the Nigerian government. Yes, this is what Maznon leader Nnamdi Kanu told them day before yesterday. Yes, this is contained in the statement issued yesterday by our, leader, Leaders Council, Aloy Ejimako, entitled "Upholding the Rule of Law is More Important to Me Than Anything Else," Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and obtained by Sunday Sun. Yes, it was, highlighted by the Sunday Sun newspaper. There's the caption, which was vigorously exposed and expounded by Chief Aloy Ejimako, the counsel, leading counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, reads, "Upholding the rule of law is more important to me than anything else." Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah, so a Muslim leader said he has to uphold the rule of law, more important than any other thing. Don't pardon me. Don't grant me mercy. Let us check it out. If I am wrong, prove me wrong. If I'm guilty, prove me guilty. That's the way he said it. So, Chief Aloy Ejimako, the lawyer, lead counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, stated that during his visit to Mazi Kanu at the weekend, he made it abundantly clear that while he is deeply appreciative of the efforts and the widespread calls being made by well-meaning individuals and groups to secure his release, he, however, instructed his legal team to issue the following clarifications. As Mazi Nnamdi told them, issue these following clarifications. Let people know what my mind is. Let them know that I'm not afraid of justice. Yes. The matter of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not an act of mercy, pardon, executive clemency, or even amnesty. Instead, it should be an act of simply complying with the subsisting Federal High Court judgment that declared his detention as unconstitutional, or even the extant international tribunal decisions that separately declared his detention as unlawful. Alternatively, the decision to free him from detention and discontinue his infamous prosecution can be made by simply resorting, to the constitutional provisions that empower the Attorney General of the Federation on the directives of the President to discontinue any persecution. Oyendo Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is adamant that nobody should plead or beg anybody on his behalf because he has committed no crime. Self-determination, which is the real issue that got twisted to suddenly become a higher crime, is an inalienable right guaranteed under the laws of Nigeria, the United Nations, the United Kingdom, and Kenya. Thus, the perverse and unlawful criminalization of his exercise of this right should not unwittingly be encouraged through some misguided appeals for pardon, clemency, or mercy. Because releasing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not an act of mercy or pardon, but an act of abiding by rule of law. Yes. Barrister Nyako went on. Inasmuch as those calling for his release are sincere, their calls for pardon or clemency may be misconstrued as a green light to the executive branch or even the courts to violate the rule of law by continuing to subject Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to a prosecution or trial that does not comport with the tenets of the Constitution and Nigeria's treaty obligations. Instead of begging, those desiring his release should emulate the language and tact used by Afenifere Ohaneze, World Igbo Congress, ranking members of the National Assembly, American military veterans of Igbo descent, ambassadors for self-determination based in America, the international community, and a host of others who have made it clear that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu deserves to be released because he has committed no offense known to the law. If truth be told, it is Nigeria's executive branch which extraordinarily rendition Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that should show contrition for resorting to extraordinary rendition, which is a state crime under international law and the common law. If any begging must be done, it should be directed to the courts to conduct his cases and that of IPOB with utmost impartiality and adherence to rule of law, equity, and good conscience. Most importantly, Oyendo Mazen Nnamdi Kanu sincerely thanks everyone working assiduously towards the restoration of security, tranquility, and good order in his beloved Igbo land, quote and unquote. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it. Oyendo Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has sincerely thanked everyone working assiduously towards the restoration of security, tranquility, and good order in the beloved Igbo land. Yes. He said that is the right step in the right direction. Not all this idea of this state governor, of Southeast will come and say, look, Nnamdi Kanu is on the verge. Is at the verge of being released. Tomorrow another governor will come and tell us, I have it on good authority. Nnamdi Kanu will be released any moment now. We have spoken with the power that be. Jagaban has promised us. Another tomorrow a minister will come out and say, yes, I have it on good authority. In fact, I heard it right from the horse's mouth that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be released soon. We have spoken about him. We have appealed on his behalf. The House of Rest member, even the deputy Speaker of the House, said he's appealing for for mercy to be granted for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and all that. No, this is not what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu prays for, is not what he wishes for. Don't beg for me. No, we don't want mercy. We didn't do anything wrong. He said, I will continue to talk about my people. Nobody can shut me up. I will continue to pursue the plight of the Igbo man until there's complete emancipation in Biafra land, until conditions are made favorable for the Southeast people. And part of the South, I will continue to talk about Biafra. Yes, make the conditions conducive for them to survive, to do their business. Let my people have the legitimate ambition to be able to, aspire for the highest positions in the land. Let my people do their businesses right from our southeast region. Let us have access to the seaports. Let us have access to airports. Let us be able to do our imports and exports without coming to pay so much VAT, so much taxes, triple taxes, double taxes, quadruple taxes every other day in the name of coming to Lagos, coming to Abuja, coming to no. He said, make life conducive for people of the Biafran extraction. And of course, I will have no cause to talk again. But so far, there is injustice. So far, my people are singled out every day for the harsh, economic realities they face. So far, my people are prevented from aspiring to the highest positions of the land. My people who have paid their dues to the socio-economic development of Nigeria since independence in 1960, even from the period of amalgamation in 1940. I will continue to talk Biafra. I will continue to sing Biafra. I will continue to pursue their inalienable rights to live a conducive, self-developmental life without fear or favor. My people, the Biafra should not be singled out, to be treated as a conquered people, as a defeated people. No, not at all. Not at all. I will continue to fight. If that's the reason why they are keeping me here, if they want me not to talk about my people's plight, they want me not to talk about the freedom of my people, then they are mistaken. I will continue to say it until heavens, calm down. So please, don't beg for my release. My release should not be because of mercy, because of pity, because of appeals by, people who don't mean well, who continue to put the Southeast people in a perpetual state of poverty and lack. No, let my release be based on the fact that I was wrongfully against local and international justice, against local and international conventions. I was wrongfully rendition from Kenya, yes, and brought down into Nigeria to face, very heinous, very horrendous, very sordid experiences in the, detention of the DSS. Back to back now for the past 4 years. I've spent 4 Christmases living, in very horrible conditions that have deteriorated my health and well-being. So nobody should say they are pitying me. Nobody should say it's an act of mercy. No. If you want to bring me out, let it be based on rule of law, that I have committed no offense, I have done nobody no wrong. I'm only interested in the welfare, the unity, in progress, and the socio-economic development of my people, Ndibo, Biafra. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how it's going to be. Our eminent Onyendomazi Nnamdi Kanu has spoken. Of course, when she speaks, we shall all listen. This is how it is. We need to know why he's kept there. We need to know how he's going to come out. It shouldn't be an act of mercy. It should be because, of course, he has been pronounced not guilty as charged. Ladies and gentlemen, let's peg it here. We shall talk more, and we wish, the United States of Biafra all the very best, now and forever. God bless the United States of Biafra. God protect our able Prime Minister Simon Ekwan Josu, who is still undergoing trial at the hands of the Finnish authorities. And above it all, God help us preserve the life and the times of Onyendomazi Nnamdi Kanu, and speedily, hasten his release unconditionally from the dungeon of the DSS, from Nigeria's, never-ending trial. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Have a great day. Bye.
Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High Himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake, Biafra will come. Because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. Our enemies are equally important because they must listen. Those who do not love the truth must listen. Those who are beholden to darkness, they must also listen. For we are here to bring light upon a very darkened continent without Biafra. Africa is nothing without Biafra. There is no difference between a black man and a wild animal in the forest. We say with every ounce of conviction. I welcome each and every one of you. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is Radio Biafra. This is how we do it. We magnify the name of the Most High before we do anything. That is why we are exceptionally formidable. That is why